Let's talk about the high value man obsession. I mean, this is a topic that is being debated all over social media. You see a lot of guys, a lot of women on different podcasts speak about it, debate about it. But the one thing that you hear in common, especially with a lot of guys on these podcasts, on social media, on different YouTube channels, is that most of them, when they speak about a high value man, you'll hear them mention six figures, ripped body, flashy cars, having multiple of women surrounding them, and that is the standard that social media has been pushing onto so many men. But my question is, if every man is following the exact same blueprint, what makes you different from the rest? What makes you exceptional from everyone else? Because by definition, value usually means standing out. It means not following the herd. But guess what? With everyone chasing the exact same thing, grinding for money, flexing on Instagram, chasing women as if they're chasing trophies, do you think that makes you rare? Do you think that makes you distinct? I can tell you now, following that exact same blueprint, it will definitely make you a rich man. But I'm not really sure if it will make you a high value man. Because at the end of the day, you're just going to be another rich man amongst other rich men playing the exact same game. And here's the actual kicker. The high value ideology that people are pushing down every single man's throat is the exact same reason why a lot of guys are lost. It's the exact same reason why a lot of men are frustrated. It's because they build their lives based on external validation more than anything else. And it's usually what? Money, status, and women. But then they tend to forget, if they had to lose everything, they'd be left with absolutely nothing. That's what you need to understand. And the reason why they'll be left with nothing is because they didn't build a foundation of value, but altogether they built a facade. And the reason why they built the facade is because they continue to chase external validation based on what society is talking about, based on the so-called blueprint that social media is putting out there in terms of what a high value man should embody and what they should be about. The quicker men start to understand that men of high value, they don't chase external validation. These are men who are not slaves to their bank balances. They're not slaves to their social media likes. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're not on social media. They are, but they don't live for it. I'm not saying that their bank balance is not important. It is, but for them, it's for a different reason. It's all about creating wealth and independence for themselves. You need to understand, when it comes to high value men, everything starts within for them. Everything starts with them. It comes from their own desired purpose to what they want to achieve, to what they see as valuable to their life. And that is what makes them distinct from the rest of the pack. Now, many are going to argue, but what about the materialistic part? What about having all these flashy things? What about the opulence lifestyle? Don't get me wrong again. Having all of that is great. But if you are having all of that in order to please other people so that you can be accepted into certain social settings, I can tell you now, you're always going to be a slave to what other people think of you. And you'll never ever be satisfied as a man in terms of what you're going to be achieving. High value men live their lives on their own priorities. They live their lives on their own terms. They're not slaves to other people's expectation of them. People need to start understanding that. They have their own mindset. They live their lives trying to build a life of discipline that orientates around the purpose they want to achieve. But when you get the average guy will always be chasing money. And I've said this so many times before. Once you include the word chase, it means that you are lacking. And that is why the average guy is continuously chasing. He's chasing money so that he can be validated by people, so that he can attain certain things and look like he's of high value based on social media, based on what society expects a high value man to be. But the real high value man, with him it's a different total case. He builds wealth and independence. That is what money is about to him. The average guy, on the other hand, he'll continue to seek status, chase status more than anything else. But then the high value man, he'll be commanding respect. He'll be working on creating influence. Again, with the average guy, he'll be working out so that he can be validated by people. He'll want a ripped body because he'll want people to applaud him, people to look at him, people to compliment him. But again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the high value man doesn't get the same treatment, but it's not a priority to him in terms of external validation. The high value man will always work out, but for different reasons. It's because he's creating discipline. It's because he's working on self-mastery as well. So if you're a guy that keeps on saying you want to be a high value man, you need to understand it goes beyond just materialism. It goes beyond just money and having a certain status. Your character development plays a major role in terms of determining whether you're high value or not. I've told people there's a lot of rich men in this world, and there's the possibility that there will be many more rich men. But there's not a lot of high value men in the world, whether you like it or not. According to social media, with materialism, you will be perceived as a high value man. But I can tell you now, you do not live your life on social media. As life goes on, you live in reality. When people get to meet you, they get to meet your character. People live with your character. And that's why a lot of guys who have money, who have the materialism as well, a lot of women leave them because there is no character development. A lot of guys don't pay attention to their character development. I've told a lot of guys before, the money, the status, the woman, it does not define the man. I don't care what anyone says. The money, the status, the woman, that does not define the man. But instead, it's the man who instills value into the wealth. It's the man that instills meaning into the status. It's the man that will continue to instill power into influence. So if you want to be that guy who's considered to be high value, you need to be a person who does not worship external validation. As you continue on your purpose, external validation will come with the territory, but it should not be on a priority of your list. Not at all. But one thing I can tell you, when you work on your purpose, when you work on whatever it is that is valuable to you, on the outside, automatically, that starts to become high value and people start to look at you differently. You become a man that many people just can't ignore. But there's so much I can actually say in terms of what a high value man should be and should not be. And we can go on the whole night speaking about this. But other than that, just keep those basics in mind in terms of what high value really is. Always have a mindset of your own. Not everything you do should be according to what society is being pushing out there. So until next time, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Like, subscribe, comment, and remember, the high value obsession that you're looking for, it really needs to start within you. I'll see you on the next one. Click like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.